Good evening. We begin tonight with major pushback against the City of Ottawa's plan to purchase a private landfill in the city's East End. Earlier this week, Council voted in favor of the move. And as CTV's Natalie Van Roy tells us, a community organization says the dump would have a negative impact for the rural area.
Right here in this field may be a future landfill for the City of Ottawa. A possible solution as the city's current dump runs out of space.
With the lack of transparency that seems to
But not everyone is happy with the idea.
There's a lot of stress in the community, and I think it just increased the stress. Seeing this go forward without knowing how much it will cost the city, if there's any risk mitigation options that are put in place on the sale, like when you buy a house.
Adrian Betcha is part of a local organization fighting against the purchase. He says they plan to submit a complaint to the ethics commissioner about the lack of transparency, and they also want an updated environmental assessment done.
The use of this site was not part of the master plan for waste management, so it wasn't planned to be used.
Council voted 20-5 on Wednesday to proceed with the purchase of the Capital Region Resource Recovery Centre on Boundary Road between Devine Road and Highway 417.
This site is going to be a landfill. The question before us was simply whether it would be owned by the people of Ottawa, where the City of Ottawa would be able to take input from the community.
The site is 475 acres in size, owned by Taggart Miller Environmental Services, has approval to accept 450,000 tons of waste a year and a lifespan of approximately 30 years.
I'm not happy about it. I'm confused. I have many questions, and so do many other residents in the area, that I don't think we've had a proper chance to ask.
I don't think it's a good idea. It's a lot of local people around here, and so I don't think it's a good idea.
For now, the proposal is moving ahead as staff plan to negotiate and finalize an agreement. But Betcha continues to push back.
It is our understanding that this is not a good spot to do it.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of the weather right now. That's a look at the Rideau Canal, which is open this weekend. A lot of people were out and about on that today. We'll take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Tonight's low, we're heading down to about minus 15 degrees here for the capital. So again, tonight we're going to be dealing with a chance of flurries into the overnight hours, continuing right through Sunday, and some more flurries on your Monday for the overnight, for the next 24 hours, I should say. This is what we're shaping up to look like. Again, the flurries in the overnight hours, minus 10 is what we're waking up to. We could hit a high of about minus 6 degrees. We could see the sun peek out as well. And again, tomorrow it looks like we're going to be dealing with, again, some overcast skies for the most part of the day. Well, one person is dead after a head-on collision in central Frontenac Township. The crash happened near Callater, Ontario, about 80 kilometers northeast of Kingston, and that was shortly before 10 o'clock on Friday night. Ontario Provincial Police say the crash involved a transport truck and a pickup truck. The driver of the pickup was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the transport truck was taken to hospital. And 4 people were taken to hospital on Friday after a sedan collided with a commercial salt truck on the 417. Firefighters had to extricate one of the passengers in the sedan. Paramedics say they assessed 5 people at the scene, transporting 4 to hospital in stable condition. Now, the collision happened on the westbound 417 off-ramp to Boundary Road shortly after 11:30 a.m. All airbags in the vehicle deployed, helping to reduce the extent of the injuries. Transport Canada announced a recall for more than 300,000 Ford vehicles in 2 separate recalls because of a risk of a short circuit that could cause fires. Transport Canada says the engine block heater could leak coolant and short circuit when plugged in. The first recall only affects some vehicles equipped with a 2-liter engine, including the Ford Escape models between 2013 and 2019, the Ford Focus from 2013 to 2018, and the 2015 and 2016 Lincoln MKC. The second recall applies to several models of the years of the Ford Bronco, Explorer, Maverick, and Ranger, plus the Lincoln Corsair. Ford will advise owners of the impacted vehicles by mail to take them to the dealership to get the problem fixed. Ottawa's blanket of snow this week has provided fresh powder for skiers and snowboarders, and businesses say it's provided a bit of a boost to their bottom line. But as CTV's Kimberley Johnson tells us, some businesses are having a tough time keeping shelves stocked with the demand for winter essentials.
Ice melt and salt for the roads. So what we're having a problem with this year is it just seems like with all the snow we've had and all the ice we've had, we're running out of product.
A busy, snowy winter season has products flying off the shelves at Home Hardware in Almont.
The sales have gone over 125 to 150% over what we predicted from last year. So it's putting us into a bit of a frenzy to make sure we can keep the product in stock for everybody.
This week saw another 23 centimeters hit parts of the region in Ottawa's latest storm and largest one yet this season. For months, demand for everything from windshield wiper fluid to shovels, scrapers, and especially ice melt has spiked. Sleds, too. And it's only January.
As the seasonal products in the stores are starting to get ready for the spring, you're going to start to see these things will disappear. And we've only bought so much allocation for the whole season, so we're coming close to maximizing that out.
The fresh powder also means big business for ski hills.
We're going because it snowed a lot.
There's a lot of snow and less ice and all.
Andrew Burns with Mount Pakenham says the Mississippi Mills Resort is seeing an increase in season pass holders. Day passes, too.
It feels great to have a good season. I know all the ski resorts in the area are super happy with how the weather's been and how the attendance has been.
The kids were very excited when they heard fresh snow to get out.
The Malone family hits the slopes a few times a year. Consistent good conditions had them investing in some new gear, like helmets and boots.
It feels great. It's nice and mild. The lineups are moving quickly.
Kimberley Johnson, CTV News.
3 decades, countless goals, and more than a few heated moments. Tonight, the Ottawa Senators welcome the Montreal Canadiens back to the Canadian Tire Centre to celebrate a milestone anniversary. CTV's Josh Morano has more from 2 familiar voices who've been calling every Sens game since the very first game was played between these 2 games in the building exactly 30 years ago.
Happy birthday, CTC!
It's a party inside the Canadian Tire Centre on Saturday, and who better to celebrate 30 years than the guys that have been there from the start.
This has really become a home away from home, right? Our second home, because we're here so often.
TSN 1200's Dean Brown and Gord Wilson have been the voices of the Senators since the team's inception in 1992.
There's no way that our relationship as broadcast partners will ever be separated. We're kind of inextricably linked together in this building.
To go from the Civic Center and a tiny broadcast booth about this wide, Dean and I just kind of squeezed into this, and it was moving up into the penthouse.
They recall their move to the Canadian Tire Centre 30 years ago to the day, then called the Palladium. And while it's fun to look back, perhaps a game they'd rather forget.
The first game, unfortunately, wasn't a great game. Ottawa didn't score a goal. They got shut out in that game.
But don't worry, the guys say there were plenty of other moments that made the CTC iconic.
It was a special night when the jerseys were retired of Daniel Alfredson and Chris Phillips and Chris Neal, and things like that really made it, so much of an iconic building for so many people.
Fast forward, the teams are back where it all started, adding another game to an already heated rivalry.
For us to be playing against a team that's have had great moments within the last 30 years, so I think it's a perfect timing and a perfect game for the setting.
For Sens captain Brady Tkachuk, last season's playoff berth ranks high on his list of moments at the arena, along with another he holds close to his heart.
Ryder's first game when it was us versus Florida, and having it his first game being his dad and his uncle playing against each other.
Brown and Wilson proud to see how their home away from home has served the city for so many years.
The fact that the team has grown with it, and we have seen the highs and the lows with this hockey team in this building has been just a remarkable run for myself.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
And at tonight's game, the Ottawa Senators, they celebrated 30 years at the CTC before puck drop.
Across to Duchesne, he scores!
Video played on the Jumbotron of some of the Sens' most memorable moments above center ice as the team welcomed Steve Duchesne for the ceremonial puck drop in front of a sold-out crowd. And as for the game...
On the puck, he's got room! Score! goes. What a goal!
Wow, check out that highlight reel goal from Tim Stützle and to tie the game at 2 in the second. It went off the boards between the legs. Check this out. What a goal here. What a beauty. Both teams, they would add 3 more each, and this game would go to overtime.
Fowler, 2-1 Canadiens. Caulfield tees it up. Scores!
At about 30 seconds into the extra frame, Cole Caulfield trickles it in the net for the game winner. Montreal wins 6-5. The Sens are on the road for the next 3 games starting tomorrow in Detroit against the Red Wings. All right, after the break, we'll take a look at how people enjoyed the winter weather today here in the capital. And we'll also have an extended look at the forecast. All right, here's a look at the Queensway east and westbound traffic. Moving quite well. The good news is that we're not dealing with any major problems, and it looks like a lot of the snow accumulation has been removed from the highway. All right, we have another check of weather. That's a look at the Ottawa River there behind me. And here's a look at how some people were enjoying the capital today. Folks enjoying the trails at Remit Brackford's Park, a popular spot today. And again, more than 20 centimeters of fresh snow has fallen over the past several days, about 23 centimeters exact since Wednesday. Here's a look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Tonight's low, we're heading down to about a low of -15 in the overnight hours. So we'll take a quick look here through the satellite radar. Again, we do have some snow that'll be sticking with us throughout the weekend. And we also are dealing with, again, some light flurries that we will be looking at. And as for tonight's lows, we've got -10 here for the Ottawa area. We've got -6 for Cornwall, same thing for Kingston, -9 for both Brockville and Trenton, -22 for the Pembroke area. And looks like we're getting it to about -7 toward Kittigan-Zibi, -7 as well for Maniwaki and Montreal, -8 for Kemptville, and for Mont-Tremblant, they've got flurries to deal with in the overnight hours as well, -9 for Gatineau, and -9 for Petawawa. And as for tomorrow's highs, we've got -5 here for the Ottawa area. Flurries continuing right throughout your Sunday and into Monday as well. -3, 4, and -5 along the Seaway we're looking at there. And we'll take a look toward Gatineau. They're looking at -5 with flurries for your Sunday. -7 for the Mont-Tremblant area, -4 for Kemptville and for Petawawa. Now here's a look at what's happening for the next 7 days ahead. We've got some flurries that'll be sticking with us through Sunday and into Monday. Then more flurries on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
We were a little bit nervous it wasn't going to open, and it did, so we're really excited to be here.
All right, coming up, we venture onto Canada's largest skating rink as the Rideau Canal Skateway reopens just in time for the weekend. Costume-clad comic book and pop culture, our fans are gathering, or they gathered at the EY Centre for the 2026 Ottawa Comic-Con Winter Edition. This weekend's event is free to attend. It features over 150 artists and vendors. The fan convention celebrates all things comics, sci-fi, horror, anime, and games. Doors open again on Sunday at 11 a.m. Now, with the return of the cold weather, the green flag is flying once again along the Rideau Canal Skateway. The National Capital Commission reopened Canada's largest skating rink on Friday afternoon, and that's drawn thousands of visitors this weekend for a seasonal skate. CTV's Camille Wilson reports.
The world's largest skateway reopening just in time.
We drove up from Pennsylvania on Friday afternoon to spend the long weekend here and be able to skate on the canal.
Seth and Shayna Hoag's first time in Ottawa and first time skating on the Rideau Canal.
We're really excited. We kind of planned this long weekend trip up to actually come here. So we were a little bit nervous it wasn't going to open, and it did. So we're really excited to be here.
They aren't the only ones who are rejoicing. Businesses back, rental services, as well as food and beverage.
Thank you so much. I think it means a lot of people are going to be wanting to make up for that time that they've lost.
The full 7.8-kilometer skateway was closed for more than a week when above seasonal temperatures and rain covered the capital and 36 centimeters of snow blanketed the city.
People were, I guess, just waiting for the cold to come back and that we reopen. This is a international icon for all Canadians. So we're thrilled to be able to reopen it.
This group of friends couldn't wait to complete their canal marathon 6 times.
We delayed our canal marathon for over a week, so we're happy to be out here.
We were kind of bummed because it was closed for a week, and we're like, oh my God, is it going to open? Is it going to open? So we were checking every day, and then finally yesterday we get the memo. It's open. We're like, it's on.
And this is only training.
Today was 6 times in a row, and we're doing 100 100 kilometers in February. I'm not joking. That's the plan.
But for Seth and Shayna, only half of the length will do.
We're going to get this far today. Next time we'll go further.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
Stay on the trail, ride within the marked trail that you're on.
Still ahead, a safety reminder for snowmobilers who are excited to get out on this latest dumping of snow. Olive Garden is making a return to Ontario, with the American restaurant set to open a location here in Westboro this summer and another location in the Greater Toronto area this year. Recipe Unlimited, which owns Swiss Chalet, acquired the Canadian rights to the Italian restaurant chains and says it's planning a national expansion of the Olive Garden brand, which was last seen in Ontario in the 1990s. There are currently 8 Olive Gardens in Western Canada. Well, the latest dumping of snow has many snowmobilers chomping at the bit to hit the trails, but before heading out for the official start of the sledding season in our region, officials are reminding riders that safety comes first. CTV's Dylan Dyson reports.
This is an off-road activity, and it is use at your own risk.
With mixed weather so far this winter, snowmobile riders are being cautioned before heading out.
We had some great cold weather that was essential for freezing up our creeks and ditches and the ground so that the snow would stay on it. And then the last week, we've had a lot of mild temperatures, which has not been so great for winter sports.
Earlier this week, Ottawa fire crews helped rescue a snowmobiler that went through the ice near Kentville. Krause, president of the Upper Canada Snowmobile region, has a clear message when it comes to riding on frozen waterways.
It's always unfortunate when you hear about accidents like that or incidents like that. It's important we always remember that there's no ice is safe ice.
Rescuers say the rider was wearing a flotation suit, a crucial piece of a snowmobiler's setup.
Flotation's really important if a rider were to go through the ice. Flotation can keep you buoyant up to 2.5 hours. So it gives you a chance to realize that you're not going to sink and that you can hoist yourself up out of the water onto the ice and save your life.
At Royal Distributing in Canada, outfitters say a jacket, pants, helmet, gloves, and boots are all essential for safe sledding.
You're crossing a lake, you go through, you're going to want to have a set of ice picks that'll help you get out of the hole. Bungee cord and toe straps for recovery.
As well as a full safety kit.
If you're going to take any kind of trip, for half an hour to an hour long or longer, you're definitely going to want to have some of this just so that you can, maintain that you have some safety.
Krause says trails need a foot of snow before they can be groomed for safe riding.
Stay on the trail, ride within the marked trail that you're on. And obey the signs, obey the speed limits. As I said, ride to the conditions, ride to your capabilities as well.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
All right, up next, we take you to Amsterdam for Netherlands National Tulip Day. Plus, we'll have one more look at the forecast and your wake-up weather.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, we'll take a look at your wake-up weather here for the capital. We're going to be dealing with some overnight flurries. -9 is what we'll be waking up to, and the flurries will be sticking us right throughout the day and into Monday as well. So here's how the week is shaping up. On Sunday, again, -5 will be the high. We have -7 our high on Monday, but then Tuesday and Wednesday, again, more flurries that we're dealing with, and we're dealing with -12 for the high on Tuesday and -7 on Wednesday. All right, finally for us tonight, a Dutch tradition with ties to the Canadian capital. Hundreds of people gathered in Amsterdam to celebrate National Tulip Day. Some 200,000 tulips were given away to mark the start of the selling season, with each person allowed to take 20 of the flowers for free. Now, each year, the Dutch send thousands of tulip bulbs to Canada for the role Canadian soldiers played in liberating the country from occupation in the Second World War, and for hosting the Dutch royal family. And again, the Tulip Festival here in Ottawa runs May 8th until the 18th at Commissioners Park. One of my favorite festivals here in Ottawa. All right, well, that's CTV News for this Saturday, January the 17th. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. I'll see you again tomorrow night.